Hi friends, this is Dainty Tank. Thank you for joining me. Welcome back to Please Be Happy. I kind of stopped there for a second. It's, I think, part 19 in the series. I have my new headphones now. I know I freaked out last time, but I'm freaking out again because I enjoy them. They're so good and comfy and on my head and not hurting me. They're not a bound of steel clamping down on my temples going Anyways. So I'm freaking out and happy about the headphones. But in the meantime, speaking of freaking out, oh my god, we can't lose our vampire sugar daddy. Come back here. We need you, Juliet. Last time we heard that there was a seed of doubt placed in Juliet's head if, she wants to stay around or go back and retire to the underworld like the old vampire. But she could stay here and be with us. So now we have to date Juliet to make her stay. And sorry all those Aspen fans, you know from the beginning I was a Juliet stan. That doesn't mean we're not going to go back and do Aspen round. But for now, we're saving our vampire lady. We're saving the vampire lady. Alright. Load.
Ooh, I needed that break. Back to it.
Okay. Alright. Jumping back into it. Boop, 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 ba-doop, boop. I slowly make my way to the front desk and sit down. Getting started on autopilot. Making Juliet want to stay will be hard, especially on my own. And is it even fair for me to even try? It is. Do it. She never pressured me to stay here. She just gave me reasons to want to. So let's give her reasons. And not 13 reasons why. That's triggering. I think that's the important part. There have to be her reasons, not mine. Trying is all I can do. If it's not enough, then it's not enough. Either way, there's one thing that I know for sure. I need to make every minute that I can spend with her count. Oh my god, do we have Lena? Lena! Whoo! Wait, what was... Aspen chooses to focus on writing. Juliet delivers some stunning news. But Lena! Early in the afternoon, my phone buzzes as I get a call. I check it expecting to see Juliet or Aspen, but I'm surprised, and not surprised, when I see that it's Lena.
Hello?
Miho, I need your help. It's an emergency.
Done.
What? What's wrong?
Come to the park. I'll tell you there.
Yes. The call ends when Lena hangs up. I have no clue what's going on, but it sounds serious. I put on my shoes and hurry to the park as fast as I can. Oh, you're so cute. When I get there, I quickly spot Lena, her bright pink outfit making it easy.
Lena, what's happening?
Oh, Miho, good thing you're here. It's a disaster. Cyrus asked me to be in a play with him.
Play?
That sounds great.
Wait, that's it?
What do you mean, that's it?
I thought you were hurt or something. You said it was an emergency.
It is. I have to give him my answer soon.
I sigh and force myself to calm down to Lena's level. I was expecting to find out someone was hurt, so I'm just relieved that that's not the case.
Okay, I don't get it. Why is that such a bad thing? I thought you wanted to spend time with him.
I do, but that's a lot of responsibility. He wants me to play Siegfried, and he'd be the White Swan.
Okay, I don't know that story.
I don't know the characters, but that seems a little backwards. Are you afraid you can't do it?
Sort of. I'm afraid that if something went wrong, that'd ruin any chance I have.
Seeing Lena be so nervous about something is total opposite of what I'd normally expect from her. Even during the other activities we tried, she was giving it her all. I mean, that's fair.
When do you have to give him an answer?
Today! That's why it's an emergency!
Oh dear.
Whoa, can't you tell him you need longer to think about it?
Well, it's already been a while. I thought I'd make up my mind by now, but I still haven't. What do you think I should do?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. Just then I noticed Cyrus himself walking up the path towards us.
Oh, there he is.
Lena turns to see him, then looks back to me with fright.
I'm out of time!
She tries to put on a cool face as Cyrus reaches the two of us.
Hi there. Sorry to bug you, Lena, but have you decided yet?
Not yet. Still thinking about it, sorry!
It's already been a week.
Nuh-uh, not for another 43 minutes. Then it'll have been a week.
Both Cyrus and I just stare at her.
Can you make up your mind in the next 43 minutes?
Okay.
You bet I can.
Okay.
Okay. I'll just stand here.
I'll just stand here and wait for you to make up your mind.
Wait, for real?
Yep.
Do I look like I'm joking?
I can never really tell.
Cyrus sighs.
Look, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. But I need to know so I can ask someone else. I already have someone cast for all the other main roles. It's just Siegfried and a couple extras that are left.
Finally, he looks at me.
Sorry to interrupt your conversation.
It's okay. We were just talking about you.
Wait, you know who I am?
Yeah, we've met before. We were partners at that painting class.
Huh. I was trying to remember who I was paired up with. I have the picture I made, but it didn't really help much.
Yeah, I have this magic where people forget about me after a day if I don't talk to them again.
Yeah, no big deal. Just a magic that kind of, wipes me from your memory. I've had to explain this so many times by now, but it just feels normal to talk about.
Really? I think I have that too, except it's not magic.
Oh. Oh, honey.
How do you and Lena know each other then?
We do a vid call every day. I talk about my life and Miho talks about hers.
So far, that's only really half true. But I don't mind. Lena only talks about her, right?
I see. Say, Miho, right? How would you feel about being a tree?
A tree.
Yeah, in the play, I mean. There's still a couple small parts like that I need to fill.
Oh,
His face lights up with excitement.
if you do it, I'll do it.
Oh, Miho is the nicest wing person. For the wings one.
Wait.
Those eyes. And my immediate reaction is to say no. Being on stage in front of people is still a lot for me, no matter how much better I've gotten at talking. But it seems like it would be helping out Lena and Cyrus too.
What would I have to do?
Stand there. Haven't you seen a tree before?
Cyrus.
That's it.
That's it.
I sigh the heaviest sigh in my life. I hope I don't regret this.
Fine.
Both of them perk up and I see an actual smile on Cyrus's face for maybe the first time ever.
Cool. I appreciate it.
We're gonna be great. You're gonna be the best tree in the play.
Rehearsal starts soon. I'll send you both the info. I guess I'll need to talk to you every day too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, otherwise you'd have to ask me every time.
Oh, let's make a group chat.
Oh no. Oh, I'm gonna third wheel this relationship.
I'm not sure.
Done.
I'm not sure that's a good yes. I feel my phone shake in my pocket. I see Cyrus check his as well.
I guess that works. Anyway, thanks, both of you. See you at rehearsal.
See ya.
Bye.
Cyrus takes off, leaving Lena and I by ourselves.
Thanks as well. I feel a lot better having someone else I know be there.
Yay.
No prob. Although, I'm not so sure about being in front of a crowd. Plus, all the other actors will forget who I am unless I talk to them too.
Maybe we can make a really big group chat. Well, I'm sure it'll be fine if you're just gonna be an extra. It'd be a bigger problem if you were gonna have a speaking role.
Yeah, that's true. Have you ever been in a play before?
Not since I was in school, but I know the story and the part, so it should be okay. Now that I've decided, I'm gonna do my best.
Now, okay, hold on. Now she seems more like the Lena I know, fiery and full of energy. That was a surprisingly easy emergency to deal with. Just saying yes to being a tree.
In fact, I'm gonna go start practicing. See you soon!
Okay, see you soon! Oh god, I love her so much. I wave goodbye as Lena leaves. I'm not entirely sure what I've gotten myself into, but I guess I'll find out soon enough. Not long after the sun went down, it started to get pretty cold. Clouds came in out of nowhere, and so did the wind. Oh no! I find myself sitting in the windowsill, looking out before I go to sleep for the night. It's cozy in here, and I have plenty of extra blankets if I need them. My breath fogs up the window. Ooh, hi, Bitdefender. My breath fogs up the window, but the cold stays on the other side. Click. Up on Mount Victoria, though, in the trees and valleys, it must be miserable out there. I wonder where Silver is, how she deals with the rain. Did she make a hole and burrow underground like I used to? Or maybe she finds somewhere dry to sneak into? Like an empty shed or abandoned house? She's rude and abrasive and hasn't said a single nice thing to me. I hope she's safe anyway. You're so nice. This horrible person. I hope they're okay. As the only other Gumiho I've met, I can't help but care about her just a little. I doubt she feels the same way about me, but that's okay. I wouldn't either in her shoes. Still, I know how bad it feels to be stuck out in the cold, with everything turning into mud around you, or shivering under a tree that blocks most but not all of the rain. Wherever she is, I hope she's warm and dry. I wonder if it's the first time someone's wished that for her. Aww. The next day, the rain has stopped, but it's still gross and wet outside. Dreary, as Aspen put it. Still, it's as busy a day as I've ever seen at the library. My main job is stopping people at the door and getting them to wipe the mud off their shoes before they go in. I care a lot about it, because my secondary job is cleaning up the mud off the carpet. Wipe your shoes. The door opens. And the door swings open. A big Cyclops stomps in, looking around. Hello, Fabled.
Hiya! Welcome to the library. Wipe your feet before you come in.
Pardon? I won't be here long. I don't mean to get in your way. I'm just looking for a friend.
Who's your friend?
Oh, no one. I'm sure he'd said he'll be here, but I don't see him. I'll try again later.
Oh, okay. Good luck.
Thank you. And I do apologize if I got any dirt on your floor.
Apologizing all the way back to out the door, the Cyclops leaves as quickly as he came. The doors stay shut, which gives him a minute to find some fresh towels and rags. Once the entry is as tidy as I can get it, I sit down behind the desk to work on my reading and writing. It isn't long before the door swings open again, but it shuts before anyone enters, and I can hear grumbling from outside.
Come on, Pippa. At least hold the door.
Pippa?
I'm protecting the notebook. You get the door.
Okay.
Here, let me.
How many people? Oh, hi! Children! The poor door pops open one more time, and 3 kids in matching uniforms trudge in. Two of them, including one carrying a notebook, who must be Pippa, looking around in awe, while the other girl approaches me.
Hello there, miss. My name's Cello.
Hello, Cello.
My friends and I are here in New Zealand for a class trip, and we're supposed to research and put together a project on a special place in Wellington. We were hoping you might have some suggestions for where to start.
Hey, I'm Miho. But, I'm not the best person to ask, really. I've only lived here for a couple months. But I know a couple people who might be able to help. One of them's at work right now. The other one also lives here at the library, but she's asleep right now.
Did you say she lives here?
And did you say also?
Yes?
Armand, Pippa, please. I'm sorry my two friends don't know how to not be so nosy.
I mean, yes, but Miho did say stuff that was, like, intriguing.
It's fine, it's fine. Julie, she's the one who owns this place. And I both live here. I have a room upstairs.
That sounds like it would be too good to be true. Think about it. You'd have all kinds of books around for inspiration.
Or just for reading. It'd be impossible to get bored in a place like this.
You'd be surprised. But you guys aren't the first ones to say that.
Is it alright if we look around?
It is a library, you know. They're meant for looking around.
It's still polite to ask.
It is polite to ask.
Yep, it's fine. Let me know if you need help finding anything.
We will. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
The nosy pair nosy pair head off to browse the books. Although they seem like carefree kids, I can tell that they're hiding the books with respect. Handling the books with respect, as Juliet would say. The third girl, Cello, stays by the desk.
Ms. Miho? Since you're new here, would it be alright if I asked you a few questions about your experiences?
Sure. She also has a notebook with her, although it's smaller than Pippa's. It reminds me of one of the ones Aspen always carries with her.
Sure, I don't mind. But like I said, I don't know much about Wellington or New Zealand at all.
That's okay. It's why I wanted to ask. I also haven't lived in Amarina for very long. I'm not even from the underworld.
Amarina?
My family and I just moved there, so I don't know it the same way Armand and Pippa do.
Okay.
I hope that didn't sound weird.
No, it's sweet.
I know what you mean. Don't worry. I'm not from the underworld either. Go ahead, ask away.
Thank you.
She takes a seat in one of the chairs near me, tail curling around one of her legs.
Is there anything you wish you'd known before you came here?
People. People are nice. Looking out the window, I could see my answer.
I wish I'd known how rainy it was going to be. I wasn't prepared for it at first.
Do you not like the rain? I love it. It reminds me of being home in the ocean.
She flaps her tail enthusiastically.
I wish it would rain every day. That was one of the hardest things to get used to when my family moved on shore to Amarina. It's so dry, even with the canals. Is there anything that makes this city different from others you've been to? Or anything you miss?
It's hard to say. I've made more friends than I have anywhere else.
Aw. There's also more green space and a lot of pride flags.
Maybe it's something about the people. Everyone I've met has been really friendly. So, there's not too much that I don't have here.
It's a good point. I think maybe there's a correlation between the pride flags being everywhere and the quality people that you're meeting. Maybe. I'm not biased.
Oh, that's good to know. It's not always easy for me to talk to people, so I've been worried about doing this report.
Aww.
I'm the same way. I think you're doing just fine.
Thanks, Ms. Miho. Did you ever have a project like this when you were in school?
Ooh, that's an open can of worms.
Well, I didn't really go to school, so to speak.
Were you homeschooled?
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh, I see. I just have one more question. Do you have a favorite place in Wellington so far?
Besides the library? Bell House?
My favorite place.
I would say either the Bell House or the library, really. Ooh, Mount Victoria. Oh. Ah. Save. Ooh, Mount Victoria has been like a go-to. You enjoy the Bell House. You love the library. Ah! Tiny child. Definitely the library. You love the library. Ah, I love the library. I'm spoiled because I love the library, but you would probably pick the Mount Victoria.
Probably Mount Victoria. It's not too far away from here. You can really see the whole city from the top. I lived there before I moved into the library.
That does sound really nice. I think it's hard to feel like you belong somewhere until you find a special place for yourself.
After writing down all her answers, Cello puts down her pen.
Maybe that's the problem. No matter what, it's going to be hard for us to write if we don't see anything for ourselves. Thanks for answering all my questions. We're going to be here all week, so we'll probably come back with more.
Anytime. Good luck with your project.
Thank you. I'll go make sure my friends aren't causing any problems either.
They're not, luckily, and after a little while, all three of them leave the library again.
Nice kids.
Nice kids. Oh! Okay. So now we got some Tommy action. Save that. Boop. Alright. Ooh, later that day, while I'm working on my writing worksheets, the door opens and I glance up to see another kid entering the library. This time, it's Tommy, accompanied by his dad.
Hey, me. See any cool bugs lately?
Me.
Nope, don't think so. Have you?
Yeah, I saw a hoo-hoo beetle. I couldn't catch it, though.
Aw.
Oh, that's really neat.
I don't even know what that is. But really good of you to just say, yes, that's great.
So you're the famous Miho I keep hearing about, huh?
Yeah?
I'm Miho. I don't know about famous.
You're a legend in our households, that's for sure. I've heard all about you from Tommy and Gwen. I'm Elijah, by the way.
Well, you already know who I am. We've met before, though.
We have.
Have we? I hear that's easy to forget.
Quite a bit. Tommy waves a hand to get attention before we start talking too much.
I'm gonna go look for more spiders again. Bye!
Bye.
Don't cause any trouble now, okay? And don't touch anything that's gonna bite you back.
I don't know how many books could be left in the library at this point, but I don't stop Tommy. I know he's pretty harmless, and I don't need to worry about him. Once Tommy and Gerby leave, I'll turn my attention back to Elijah.
Anyway, we met each other a while ago at the Botanic Garden. I caught a bug by accident, and Tommy wanted it.
Oh, so that was you, was it? I was trying to remember who we were with. So wait, that means that you're the one who can see Tommy's friend Gerby, right?
Yes?
Yep. I can see him right now with Tommy.
The Fable is next to Tommy like always, helping him search for their eight-legged prey. But he hears me say his name. He gives a jolly wave, like Tommy did.
Huh.
Although Elijah's staring at the same spot I am, I could tell that all he sees is empty space. Elijah pulls out a pen and notebook from his paper, just like I've seen Aspen do. He clicks the pen into writing mode. Four-wheel drive.
What's he look like, if you don't mind?
He's got a white face and body with purple flower petals on his head and shoulders. And some green leaves for his hair. He has eyes but not a mouth. And he floats.
Nodding, Elijah writes down everything I said.
That's exactly how Tommy described him. Wow.
Why didn't you think he was real? There's all kinds of Fable, you know?
I know. It's just... Did you have an imaginary friend when you were younger?
No. I shake my head.
Well, I did. And Tommy's the kind of boy who would have one too. Not that Gwen and I thought that was a bad thing, of course, but since no one else could see him, we thought he was just pretend. Hearing he's real is still a shock.
Across the room from us, Tommy's creeping around on tiptoes. Sneak up on them hobbitses. Yes. Gerby floats high above and using his aerial position to get a better view. Get it, Gerby.
I'm glad, though. Real glad. In fact, that's why I'm here. I want to try and see if I can find anything in the books about a fabled like him. Not sure why you're able to see him either. Other fabled haven't been able to. You're the first person I've ever met who can.
He frowns.
Unless I forgot them too. I need to write that down.
Elijah's pen scratches across the paper. In the quiet library, I can hear the sound clearly. Elijah seems pretty casual and relaxed, and so I feel like I can ask him a question that's been weighing on my mind, one that I know isn't exactly polite to ask.
Hey, can I ask you something?
Well, I'm an open book.
Why are you and Gwen getting divorced? I mean, I've talked to both of you, and you seem like you get along.
The scratching abruptly stops. He taps the pen against the edge of the notebook a couple times before he chews his tongue.
Because people just change. Sometimes in different ways.
That's valid and fair.
Well, don't get me wrong, she's still one of the best people I know. We're just better off not being together. It hurts, but if we'd stayed married, it just would have hurt more. Eventually, you have to rip that bandage off.
That's a good point. Sometimes you grow apart, and it sucks, but it happens. And it's better to talk about it than to just try and force that relationship. Or let it sour. Because you can still just be awesome humans individually and just be going different directions.
It's for the best for all three of us. I mean, Gwen works her butt off for him too. Me and her both still have the same goal, and that's to do right by our kid.
That seems rough for Tommy.
Yeah, that's the hardest part. We're all still getting used to it, I think. You know what they say about time healing wounds?
That's a good point.
Well, I'm glad he's got a friend after all. Thanks for letting him play here too. I hope he's not too much trouble.
Oh, he's not.
Nah, if he was, I wouldn't let him come back.
Elijah laughs.
That's good to know. I'm gonna go get a start on that research. With any luck, you'll see me again soon with a few books to check out.
Good luck.
Good job. So many of the people I know do research. I never realized that was such a popular hobby. After a while, Elijah returns to the desk as like he promised with a couple books in his hand. One of them is so thick even Aspen would think twice about reading it.
Alright, I only skimmed through these, but they seem promising. So I'll take them home and have a look. I managed to find a picture of another fabled who looks kind of like what you were describing. Seems like they're not from the underworld, so there's not a whole lot known about them. Would you mind if we keep in touch? Gwen tells me that's the way to not forget you.
Sure, that's fine. Just call me in the morning or night.
I'm already adding swiping numbers with a lot of more people than I'm expecting. Probably more than Juliet herself even expected. I was about to say, you've got like the Lena Cypress conundrum, you've got Tommy Gwen, and now you've got Elijah. Oh, Gerby, this time. As all of them leave, Gerby comes over and lands on the desk in front of me. He waves his petals at me before spinning in a circle like a top. Then he bows and hurries off after Tommy.
Another fabled from somewhere else.
Gerby may be a mystery, but for Tommy's sake, I'm glad he's around. I was about to say that's good. Later that evening, sitting up in my room, I take a spot on the windowsill again and look out.
I wonder if those kids found something to write about.
We get students visiting the library all the time, but I've never met any others who came from so far away like Cello and her friends. I wonder what it must be like to go on a big adventure like that with the people you care about. I bet it would make traveling more fun to have someone to talk to. It'd be nice if I was able to do that. I like being here in Welly, but I know that someday I'll have the urge to travel again and see more of the world. I'd love to show Juliet some of the places I've been. She's helped me make Wellington my home, so I'd like to show her where I came from. What made me who I am. That's part of why I have such mixed feelings about what she told me yesterday. Even if she did go back to the underworld, it isn't like I'd never be able to see her again. It would just be a lot less often. We've seen each other a little bit today, but haven't really talked much since breakfast. I'd like to spend some time with her, though, especially if I may not have many more chances to do that. I slip on the shoes and head down to her study where there's a flicker of lamplight from under the door. I knock 3 times, just like she always does.
Come in.
She always knocks 3 times, which is so sweet. I actually do the knock. Alright, I open the door to find her at her desk. A pen in her hand. Of course, she smiles when she sees me.
Good evening, Miho. What brings you here?
To hang out.
Not much. I just wanted to come see you. Are you busy?
Not at all. Would you like to sit?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Seat I would like. Yes. Zoom in. I set her pen aside. She sets her pen aside and puts some papers in a drawer as I sit down across from her. They probably come from one of her research projects. In my head, it's the main thing she uses this room for.
Would you like some tea?
Nah, I'm good. Thanks.
She prepares a cup for herself as we sit there quietly. I realize that I don't actually have a plan for how to hang out together. It feels easier to talk to Aspen a lot of the time, mostly because she likes to tease me or has things to complain about. When I'm with Juliet, we talk less, which I don't mind myself. It's not that I don't like talking with her, of course, but more like I don't always have something to say. Aspen has her writing and the Bell House, whereas Juliet has the library and the past. Scratching noise in the corner gets my attention. I look over to see a couple bats hanging from one of the rafters. Juliet follows my eyes, gazing fondly at the creatures.
Jasper and Fiddlesticks found it a little cold for their liking, so they've been warming themselves inside for a while.
Mentally, I thank the bats for giving us something to chat about.
How'd you come up with their names?
I call them after characters from books or acquaintances I once knew for the most part. The names are more for me than for them.
Do they answer to them?
Oftentimes, yes. Although I'm sure it's also a convenience for my sake.
Makes sense. Words are hard when you're just an animal. Back with my person, I could understand anything they said to me, just the way they said it. It took a long time as a Gumiho before I learned enough words to understand. Before that, they were just sounds I'd memorized.
I imagine it's like that for Fiddlesticks and the others. Just sounds that they can recognize. That's all language really is, though.
One of the bats flaps its wings, adjusting itself but remaining hooked to the ceiling.
Do you ever talk to them as a bat?
No, though I'm sure they can sense that part of me. I imagine it's why they chose the library as their roost. Cosette used to call them pets. They've always been wild. Still, she was the one who first began naming them.
Aww.
Whoa! They've been coming here for that long?
Not the same bats, mind you. The ones Cosette knew are long gone. Jasper, Fiddlesticks, and the others are from many generations later. I'm glad that somehow they had knowledge of this place passed down to them.
Just like the people.
Yes. Just like them.
Aww. History, generations, family. It never really dawned on me how Juliet's built her entire life around these ideas. Hearing about her research for people was one thing, but it doesn't stop there. Even the bats have a legacy. And Juliet's been there for all of it. When I think about it that way, I feel like I can start to understand her reasons for wanting to leave. How much there is for her to miss. But also, her words gave me an idea. I may struggle with saying things sometimes, but maybe we don't have to use words to have them.
Hey, do you want to go somewhere?
I don't mind. But what did you have in mind?
I was thinking maybe we could go for a walk. Since we're not always awake at the same time like this, I wanted to spend some time with you.
Yes, yes. Juliet blinks several times, something I've seen Aspen do when she's surprised, before settling into her usual calm warmth.
I'd like that very much. But isn't it late for you?
It's fine. I'm not that tired. Besides, you're always staying up to talk with me, so it's only fair.
I see. I certainly can't say no to that. Give me just a moment to get ready, and I'll meet you outside.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, date. I go downstairs to wait, leaning against the front porch. I may not be able to show her the places I want to, but I can show her one of my favorite things instead. Juliet joins me after a minute, and I lead us off.
It's been a while since we've gone on a walk like this, hasn't it?
Yeah. When we delivered some papers, right? I just started staying at the library last time.
And now here you are, leading the way. Are we going to Mount Victoria by chance?
Yup. Is that okay?
Of course. It's been quite some time since I've been there either.
Was the last time when you came to my den?
Indeed it was. You've gone back a few times though, correct?
Yeah. It's one of my favorite spots.
I leave out the part about going back to my den in particular, since it involves silver.
Actually, there were these kids who came into the library today. One of them asked me some questions like what my favorite place in Wellington is. They're doing a school project, so they'll probably come back again.
That's lovely. You've become a Wellington expert.
Nope.
I don't know about that. I told them you and Aspen would probably be more helpful. They came all the way from another country.
Oh, how nice. I'd be happy to assist if they do return.
Cool! I'm sure they'd like that.
Streetlights illuminate the way for us, although neither of us would really have trouble seeing in the dark. We don't see any other pedestrians, and the cars that pass us by are few and far between. We reach the mountain, and I guide us off the trail and into the brush. Although I take a different direction than usual. I'm not looking for Silver this time. Although I couldn't be surprised if she's observing silently close by. After a little bit of walking, I find an area that fits what I was hoping for, open and away from the path. When I stop, Juliet looks around, understandably confused.
What is this place?
Just an open area. I've never been here before. Seeing the bats in your office gave me an idea, though.
And what might that be?
I just want to go for a walk, like I said. Except not in these forms, but our other ones.
Come on, bat out.
I know we just came all the way here, but you said you don't spend much time as a bat, right? I haven't been spending a whole lot of time as a fox lately either, but it's something I like to do. So, maybe
we can play? I trail off a little nervous. Maybe I should have told Juliet my idea before making her come all the way out here, in case she doesn't want to. To my relief, though, her face lights up lights up the night.
I'd love to.
Aww.
Okay, cool.
Yeah! I can't help but grin in response, then I close my eyes, focusing on my bead and tapping into my magic. When I transformed a couple nights ago to track Silver, it felt a little stiff and unfamiliar, because it was my first time doing it in a while. Now it feels natural again. Good. I open my fox eyes and spread my tails. Look up at Juliet, who hasn't changed yet. She regards me curiously. Now that I think about it, she's never seen me like this before. Whatever she must be thinking, though, she keeps to herself. Instead, she closes her eyes like I did, and lifts her arms to her sides. Bats! Oh, her arms shrink like mine, before expanding back out into the shape of wings as she becomes a bat. She gives them a few shaky flaps, fighting to keep herself in the air. That's so cute! It takes a few more flaps, but she gives the hang of it quickly, coasting in a circle above my head at an even pace. Once I'm sure she's ready, I turn tail and start to run. The cool air breeze rushes past my fur. Beneath my feet, the earth is soft and damp, and perfect for running on. I turn my head to the side to get a glimpse of Juliet. Her eyes are focused straight ahead, and she glides through the air like a knife through butter. She follows me effortlessly as I run up and down hills and through the field. Being able to let loose and just run like this is something I've missed doing. I push myself to go even faster, challenging Juliet to keep up. With a few powerful wind strokes, she manages to stay above me, close enough that I might feel the gust of air with every flap. For someone who hasn't done this in a while, it seems like she's in pretty good shape. Since I don't have any particular destination in mind, I just lead us wherever seems greenest and most open. Above us, the stars twinkle merrily while they watch. Suddenly, from the trees in the direction where we came from, there's a sound of more wings flapping. Julia and I both turn to see a small flock of other bats coming to join us. Unlike her, I'm pretty sure these are just regular bats, but they dash and dart around us, following her along like they were supposed to meet us here. I can't tell what Juliet's thinking, but I hope she's having as much fun as they are, and as I am. At the very least, it's something new for her. That has to count for something. I run and run until it's just about worn myself out. As my pace slows down, so does Juliet. Until I'm only moving at a slow trot, Juliet has to flap her wings more to stay close, turning circles like the other bats accompanying us. Finally, once I reach a flat, grassy area, I come to a halt, transform back into a person and flop down on my back, looking up at the sky and Juliet.
Alright, I'm beat!
Juliet comes closer to the ground and then forms herself. The bats who are with us squeak and disperse, fluttering off in all directions. Squeak! Abandoned! It's a vampire! I wave goodbye to them while Juliet watches them go. Then she takes a seat on the ground beside me.
My, I haven't had a workout like that in years.
She fans herself with one hand. It's the first time I've ever seen her look worn out.
It's been a bit for me too. You did pretty good though. I was afraid I might leave you behind by accident.
I certainly had to push myself at times. I'm impressed by you as well. It's much more strenuous to run that far compared to flying.
Nah, I'm pretty used to it. Didn't think we'd have company though.
Nor did I. It was nice to have them join us.
Wiping the sweat from her brow, Juliet gazes up at the stars, looking content.
Thank you, Miho. That was quite nice.
Glad you had fun. Wasn't sure if you would or not.
It's not the kind of thing I'd have ever done by myself, I'll admit. But I'm glad you brought me out here.
Hearing Juliet's words, and more importantly, being able to see on her face how much she means them, makes me feel good. Even without many words between us. Rolling over onto my belly, I push myself up and stand.
You must be worn out. Shall we head back to the library?
Yeah, I'm ready if you are. I'll sleep good tonight, that's for sure.
Juliet laughs.
I'll start breakfast a little later in the morning then.
I reach out a hand to help her get to her feet, as at first Juliet just stares like she wasn't sure what she's supposed to do. But then she grabs it and I pull her up.
Wanna do this again sometime? We don't have to transform, but I wanna see your favorite places too.
Yes. Would you maybe like to go on more dates?
I would love to. Yes, it's a promise.
Yay! Yes! Looking up at her, her honest, gentle smile illuminated by the moonlight. I want her to stay. I have to give her a good reason to stay. Oh, that's so good! Okay, okay. And then the world has opened up for us, so we're gonna save. Save! But in the meantime, I hope that was fun for you as it was for me. And with all that, I love you all and I'll see you next time. Bye!